Love can be challenging. Thank goodness there are the love doctors. Love doctors, you are the love gurus. 7 years ago, I found out that my husband of 15 years was cheating on me, so we got divorced. Turns out he was having an affair for several years. He married the woman that he had the affair with, and our children are all now adults living on their own. The story for our kids was always that I just didn't want to be with their father anymore, and I felt like that was good enough. They don't know what happened. Should I set the record straight and tell them that back in the day he cheated, or is it not really their business?
If it comes up, I don't know if I would just be like, at Thanksgiving, hey, by the way, your dad's a cheater.
It's not fair, though. Why did she get blamed for it?
Yeah.
She didn't want to be with the dad anymore. He's the one who cheated. Yeah, it makes sense on why she didn't want to be with dad anymore. But maybe, have they ever said, like, why didn't you want to be with dad anymore? Oh, well, you see, he cheated.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea of maybe just being honest about it. I'm not sure if it doesn't like organically come up though. Like you're just going to sit them down and be like, "Listen, I know that we haven't talked about this, and 15 years ago we got divorced. Just want you to know he's a cheater and your stepmom." And like, I don't. If it ever comes up, I think that's one thing. I don't know how you just bring that up though.
Right? Yeah, you just have to be sitting on that for a very, very long time. I don't know. One time I was taking a road trip with my dad, and I just randomly, organically brought up like, I guess I don't know how you and mom ever broke up, but obviously nobody was cheating, but still, like, that would be a bomb to drop later on in life.
Yeah, I don't think you need to hide it. I don't know why you would just like hide that from them, but
Right.
if it ever comes up, it comes up. Love doctors, the other love gurus. This is really bothering me. I'm a single mom and I have a 13-year-old son, and he has basically got my boyfriend, who I think I will marry someday, addicted to video games. At first, it started out as a bonding experience for the two of them, and I approved of it. I encourage it. But now I find that my boyfriend loves video games as much as, if not more than my son, and plays them independent, just with himself as well. I don't like this addiction, even though I appreciate where it came from. How do I get him to give up the video games?
I don't like that you're blaming your son. You're sorry that your boyfriend has an addictive personality and he got addicted to video games. Don't blame your son. Just tell him, say, hey, take a break from it. You're playing too much. And if you're like kind of acting like the son, I'm going to take the video games out of the whole house.
I'm going to take you. Yeah. You're in timeout. No video games for you. I don't know. That seems weird. But see, I'm not a gamer, so I can't relate to it. There are things that I like to do as well. But, I guess if he's not making time for you, then that makes sense. Like, have that conversation. But if he's still having the you time, then it's okay. Like, let him be.
Kind of a self-created problem, though. You're like, hey, spend more time with him. I want you guys to bond. And so that he does, and then he enjoys the thing that they were doing together. Like, everybody deserves a hobby. Like, unless it's, like, causing real problems and you guys aren't able to do anything because all he's doing is playing video games. Like, you can have anything in excess. But unless it's truly a problem, I don't see the issue. Guy's got a hobby. That's how he wants to spend his free time. It's something he can share with your kid. That's probably what you were looking for. I'm not sure I see the issue, to be honest with you.
So I busted out the Nintendo 64 and got the, I say original, but it's the fun Mario Kart, right? And so I got the 4 controllers, and Jada and I and her 2 kids would play, and then they would go to bed. It would always be like, you could play a couple games and then go to bed. They'd go to bed, and then I would be addicted. I'd be like, I got to beat this. Oh, I got to do this. And and she'd be like, seriously, let's put it up now. She's like, and you're screaming, the kids are sleeping. And I'm like, but I'm like, and you kind of get into the mood
the turtle
of it,
shell.
right? Like, get it. Yeah. So I guess like it does get addictive, and she just walked away and went to bed, and I'm like, it's super early. She's like, well, if you're going to play Mario Kart, I'm just going to go to bed. So maybe if it's like that type of thing and it's just like for the moment after he gets done playing with your son, but if it's like he comes home and just sits there and plays, is from the sounds of it, like plays by himself.
If it's too much, it's too much.
It's too much, yeah.
Tell him.
You actually hit that point.
I think you just got to tell him, you're done. We're getting rid of it.
Man, poor Steven.
It's time out.
Hey,
You're done.
I didn't take it away from him. I told him he could play video games if he wants to. He hasn't. We have never put that test together.
Listen, if you want to just not spend time with me and you'd rather just sit alone at a computer while I'm out doing God knows what with God knows who, fine, play the video games.
I don't say it like that.
If you'd rather be with those video games than all this, You just do what you want to do.
That does sound like something I would say, but I didn't.
And then you bought him didn't you buy him like a computer desk, like a
His
gaming
mom
desk?
bought him a desk, and we still haven't put it up yet. But he said he doesn't want to play games anymore. He doesn't want to play those anymore.
I thought you bought it, but his mom bought it. So now he's like, oh, my mom's trying to get me in trouble to play one of my passions.
No,
instead
that's
of spending time
not
with my
it.
fiance. Steven.
I even offered to build it for him.
You want
I
to
don't know
choose
how
your mom and your video
That
games
is
over this
not
over
what
all
I
this?
Oh, this-
said.
Then I'll put it together for you.
Thursday, when you're at Applebee's Thursday, I'm going to text Steven. I'm going to help him put that desk up, and I'm going to get him gaming again.
I've offered to help him, but he said he doesn't want to, and he said he is over it. He's over that part of his life. So I appreciate it.
Okay.
And finally, Love Doctors. Love Doctors, you're the love gurus. My girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years and have been planning to get married for a while. She has a medical condition that would make having children unlikely, but there are treatments that could help. I grew up assuming that I would never want to have children, but now that has changed. But I'm afraid to bring this up to her because it really puts a heavy weight on her. Am I honest in spite of this medical condition?
I mean,
You have to be.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, because I've always said that I've never wanted to have kids or like even get married and stuff like that. But then you do. As you get older, sometimes things change. You have to have that conversation, I guess.
You want a little Joel D run around?
I still don't really.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I'm
you're
good.
right.
I mean, like Jada's got 2 of them, but they're not babies. And I guess I'm good. I'm good with it.
How have you guys like not had that conversation yet, though? That's what I think is strange.
It probably a talk you should have before you go down the aisle. Have that conversation. Make sure you're on the same page. If it's something you want, and she's like, "Well, I've come to terms with it. I'm good." I mean, you got some decisions to make.
Yeah, I had a
Fortunately.
cousin that got married, and I think they were under the same assumption. But then later on in life, his now ex-wife was like, "Well, I want kids," and then he's like, "I don't want kids." So they ultimately ended up getting divorced. And maybe she's not. Like, you never know. Life changes when you get older. Your feelings change, your thoughts change, your dreams, your hopes, all your things change.
Thoughts change on that. There's other things your thoughts change. Sometimes you go, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to put that desk together.
You're right.
Closet, play video games.
I've told him he could put the desk together.
Maybe I just get back into like, gaming and getting back my passion.
His passion.
Yeah, I bet he was really good. If he was a
really
YouTuber,
good.
he'd be so
He wasn't
good.
a YouTuber.
He'd be twitching and making money, just streaming
Well,
at home.